Senator Paul.
Thank you for coming today. Do you think that the commissioning of your study had anything to do with the political outcry over the bankruptcy of Solyndra?
Senator Paul, I couldn't speculate on that.
Were you commissioned after it became public that Solyndra was going bankrupt?
Yes.
Okay. I find it curious then that we have this huge public outcry over this huge lapse of oversight where a billionaire gets a $500 million loan from the U.S. government and goes bankrupt. Turns out that his attorney, his husband, works in the Department of Energy granting the loans, and we're going to study oversight and we're not going to look at Solyndra. I find that very, very curious. And my question to you would be, did anyone from the administration ask you either verbally or in writing not to mention or look into Solyndra?
The direct answer to your question is no.
Did you have the power to look into Solyndra if you wished to? Your mandate looks to me wide open. You're supposed to look at oversight. Why wouldn't you look at where the problem is?
Well, I was asked to look at the loans, the extant loans, the loans that exist now.
It says current status of the portfolio, strengthen management and oversight of DOE's program. If you're going to strengthen oversight, certainly you'd have to look where the problems are. I wouldn't think, I mean, this seems to be so myopic as to be politically motivated. I'm very skeptical of why you don't look at Solyndra when that's the whole reason you were commissioned was over Solyndra. But here's the thing is you've got Solyndra, you've got Beacon Energy going bankrupt, you've got BrightSource maybe going bankrupt. What about BrightSource? Did you look at BrightSource?
That was not part of this program, sir.
I think, isn't BrightSource part of the current portfolio of Department of Energy loans? BrightSource got $1.8 billion from this loan portfolio.
Yes.
And the thing is who owns BrightSource? Yeah. Robert Kennedy Jr., another politically connected Obama contributor who gets $1.8 billion of our money. You know what their profit was? They lost $13.5 million. They're $1.8 million in hawk. Is BrightSource ever going to get out of debt? And why are we giving taxpayer money to a family that's got hundreds of millions of dollars? This is about crony capitalism. This isn't about starting up solar panels. It's about giving money to people who've already got enough money. Let them make their own loans. If they love solar panels, let them do it. But I don't understand, and you didn't look at any of the problems, and how do we come to conclusions about oversight if you didn't look at the companies where the problems originated?
Senator, I think I understand your question. First of all, there are several investigations underway. And if we were going to look at that, we would have needed investigatory powers, subpoena powers, the right to demand documents. We would have taken probably many months, if not a year, and we would have been going on top of the investigations.
Well, then very specifically, the public information that's out there on Solyndra, the Solyndra's attorney's husband worked in the Department of Energy. Does that have any red flags for you?
Well, again, Senator, I have not looked at those types of questions.
If you knew that the attorney for Solyndra's husband worked in the loan department granting the loans to the Department of Energy, does that send up red flags for you, yes or no?
Well, sir, Senator, I don't know the facts of that at all.
If you knew that in BrightSource, somebody that used to work for the Kennedy family companies now works in the Department of Energy and approved the $1.8 billion loans, does that send up red flags? If you're commissioned to look at oversight, I mean, your reputation is on the line as an independent person. You're commissioned to look at oversight, and you didn't look at where the problems in oversight were.
Actually, Senator, we have looked at that. My point is, regardless of those facts, we were going to do as thorough a process of reviewing the policies and procedures of the Department of Energy regarding the management of this portfolio. I think we did that. I think that we came to our own independent conclusions about, first of all, how the portfolio is being managed, and you see a number of recommendations, about a dozen.
Do we give loans to foreign companies?
We gave loans. Under the law, loans could be made to U.S. companies.
Fisker Karma got $500 million. My understanding is they're spending it building cars in Finland. Is that true or not true?
These are at the time, and again, we did not investigate whether the law was complied with in all cases. That wasn't part of our review. However,
Fisker Karma, did they get $500 million, and is it directed towards jobs in Finland?
The entities that borrowed the money are U.S. companies. They may have ownership from abroad, but they're U.S. companies. For instance, Nissan North America is a borrower, and it's owned by a Japanese company, but it is a U.S. corporation.